The party
Guy
was lame to me.
Fieri.
Fieri.
This is the fun.
Yeah.
So they're trying to track him down. Mora's at the party.
I just want to say, you are never allowed to pick the freaking theme for anything again. Okay. Albuquerque, fire truck. We're just yelling out words now? What's going on here? Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of BS Drunk Movie Reviews. This is a weekly podcast, and we do upload the video version of this to our YouTube channel, so be sure to check us out there. My name is Matt, and as always, I'm being joined live by my sister, Vetta. How you doing?
I'm good, but I'm always live. I'm not pretty.
Well, you're in my office right now. Normally, you're at your house. Okay. So on this episode, we have a special guests. We have the Yetis from the 8750 podcast, YetiYeff mostly because he's the host, and Miss Lady Yeti. How are you guys doing?
Top of that hat. There she is.
At the top of that. She's in witness protection, so she how are you guys?
Doing great. Just hanging out next to my Unabomber wife over here.
Well, you do live in the woods, so.
That is true. That
We
is
do
true.
have a shed.
We do have a shed. It's my beat-off shed.
That's how the children seem to be.
Yeah,
Right on.
beat-off shed. What I do in the beat-off shed is between me and God, but like I think you can probably deduce what happens in there based off the name. Then a sample is attached to a raven, and I don't know what happens after it gets attached to that raven. All I know is kids happen.
Nice. All right. So you guys, on this episode, we are going to be discussing the movie Mary Poppins. All right. But before we get started on it, we are going to ask the most important question of the night. And that is, what are you drinking? And since you guys are the guests, we'll start with you. Yeti, what do you drink?
Nothing. I didn't even bring water.
No, bummer.
Water.
Water. Yay,
You
water.
have water?
I have my water bottle.
Where's
on
your
the
water?
floor.
Wait. Prove it.
Prove it. We don't believe you. Is it an 8750 water bottle?
Yeah, right, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You don't sport my merch. Here's a water bottle right here.
I'm still waiting on mine. So
Kevin, dude. Kevin will take care of you.
yeah, Kevin. Yeah, don't worry, Monday. Kevin's got till Monday. Okay, so we are drinking what is called a Mary Poppins. It's right here, and it's quite delicious. And that is just gin, pineapple juice, tonic syrup, lime juice, maraschino liqueur, and then it asks for some bitters, but I don't like bitters, so we didn't add that in there. But it's very sweet, but it is delicious.
Do people Does it pop? Are you fizzing?
Nope.
You're not fizzing at all?
Nope. And then, of
What's
course,
the
as a
poppin' thing
backup,
then?
I have my very trusty White Claws. So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Making that look.
He is the most basic bitch person I think.
Yeah.
He's such a white.
Such a white
Okay.
girl.
So, Mary
Yeah,
Poppins.
Kat, why do you just want to move the pot along? You don't take a breath to discuss anything. You're just like, let's fucking go.
Well,
we
because
keeping you from something?
No, I just no, I'm just trying to keep it in order. Okay.
Your time.
All right, so Mary Poppins. When Jane and Michael, the children of the wealthy and uptight Banks family, are faced with the prospect of a new nanny, they are pleasantly surprised by the arrival of the magical Mary Poppins, embarking on a series of fantastical adventures with Mary and her
By talking.
Cockney performer friend, Bert. The siblings try to pass on some of their
Vetta,
nanny's
don't laugh.
sunny attitude
Don't bring
to their
character.
preoccupied parents.
This is serious. You need to read the description of the movie everyone's seen 100 times.
Not necessarily, okay? And I'm just trying to give context.
Who would click on this without having not seen Mary Poppins? They go to an obscure movie review channel to be like, I want to know if this shit's worth watching.
If anything, it's millennials.
Yeah.
Because those are the ones who like watch this the most,
Guaranteed.
Okay.
Dude, the people watching this, who watches this? Do you have a following?
Yeah, a little bit. A little tiny.
Mostly
How many people?
women.
Mostly women?
Yeah.
Do they cheers their White Claws and go?
Yes.
Apparently,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, ladies.
Provide the recipe for your drink before so people can drink it with you.
Well, he just said it, so I guess you'd pause it.
When the
This
podcast
isn't live.
Yeah, we're not live.
Oh.
So when we post the episode, we also post the drink recipes and everything as well.
See?
And we have a good following in Germany, apparently.
They're
Yeah.
big alcoholics in
Yeah.
Germany.
How big would you call a big following?
Like 30 people.
Ooh, there you go.
That's
That's somebody.
You don't have 30
Yeah.
Texans,
That
so
I-
I don't have 30 Texans. I got about 7 Texans.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess we'll get right into it. Can I talk about the Harry Potter shit on your walls or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
What's that big rock?
Right.
Right there. Right. Yep.
This?
No, there. Up.
This is not a rock.
What is it?
All right, so that is a necklace of the Deathly Hollows symbol.
No, not that. Behind
Oh.
it. What's the black thing?
It's a blanket.
Oh, that's the invisibility cloak. But it's got a green thing on the end of it so that you can wrap it around you and you can go invisible on this app. On a green screen.
You
He's-
never gonna give me shit about spending money on anything.
I don't give you
Ever.
shit about anything. I don't. I'm not trying to give you shit.
he supports all expenditures.
Yeah. Okay. So Mary Poppins, okay. I just want to say this was you had suggested, which you guys came on and you guys were so nice to come on because we had a guest cancel on us last minute, very last minute.
Rancor Steve.
It was Rancor Steve. So you guys came on, which was nice, but you were like, we're watching Mary Poppins. And I'm not gonna lie, I was me like, ugh, and everything, because I haven't seen this since I was like 12. When was the last time you saw it?
Oh, probably the same.
Yeah, it was like a long time ago.
No, I saw
And
it with my kids and they weren't having it.
Yeah, I personally did not like this movie when I was younger, and watching it now, I was just like, this was a slog to get through. I'm not gonna lie.
Like it.
Yeah, my daughter dressed up as Mary Poppins. She was getting all the sorts of stuff. She was dancing along with the stepping time, and she's all dancing and stuff. And I'm all like, oh, this is so annoying. I don't even know what he's saying right now with his weird accent. Cockney my ass. That came out weird.
My ass?
Well, it said he was Cockney, and I was like, this is not a Cockney accent. I don't know what this accent is.
I told you, I feel like he had never met anyone from England or he had never seen anyone with a voice.
Right.
He was just like, I'm gonna fuck with people and really mock the shit out of English people because it's horrible.
Yeah, you guys like his accent, Dick Van Dyke's accent?
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I think it's a sign of the times. There's a lot of things in this movie that are just a sign of the times, which fascinate me. Because, like, do you like Star Wars Episode 4?
Yeah, I love episode
You like
4.
Star Wars Episode 5?
Yeah, I love episode 5.
You like Star Wars Episode 6?
Yes?
Does it bother you that Carrie Fisher has sometimes and doesn't have other times an English accent?
No, it doesn't bother me.
There you go.
But I like those movies.
Talks to her relatives from Arkansas and all of a sudden she has such
Right, yeah. Like, where did you come
Sometimes
from?
she's like, Lord Vetta, you shall
Yeah.
not come on to my ship. Another time she's like, you scruffy looking nerf herder. Like, which one is it, bitch?
Okay, so all right, so this movie is that's what I do. Ask
Dick
any.
Van Dyke's credit. Like, this was 1964.
Yeah, when did it come out?
1964.
Okay,
was
so
it common practice to fly internationally around that time, or did you take a boat?
was. They did fly. I mean, because it was back in the time where they'd get in like full suits and fly. But they did not go to England for this movie. They did shoot it in Burbank.
Burbank. Yep.
Oh,
Me and my dad had a conversation about that because I was like, those kids do a really good British accent. Look at them drink.
I have an
Can't have a
addiction,
conversation
sir.
without getting shammered over here. You guys both have a problem. Back to the Poppins. So I was like, they got kids that had really good accents, and something about my dad being like, oh, the British kids have fucked up teeth. And I was like, well, I mean, they probably weren't British kids. They filmed this shit, and I'll guarantee you Burbank. And then I looked it up, and I was right, and I was like, Yahtzee. But turns out they're British kids.
Mhm.
They are British kids.
Yeah.
And dude, the kid who plays Michael, do you know anything about what he did after Mary Poppins?
No, I don't know
He
anything about him.
died. Dick Van
Oh.
Dyke still alive. The kid who played Michael, dead at 27.
Yep.
He went to India and got an infection and died.
Yeah, that's why I don't go anywhere.
And Dick Van Dyke's like 91.
And
No, he's 99. He's 99. Yeah,
Dick Van Dyke still kicking. The
Yeah,
kid who plays the youngest character, that's a wrap. And the
Right.
girl who plays Jane, like I guess she lives in California somewhere, but no one's really heard about her. She
Right
just
on.
kind of disappeared.
Well, being a child star will fuck you up.
Right on. Yeah. I can't, when I was watching this movie, I don't know about you guys, but I couldn't tell if I thought that Julie Andrews was hot or not. Because the whole time I'm all like, she's got a pretty face, but she's like a little too stuffy for me. I was like, I don't know. I don't like her
We gotta
very
get
much.
to Julie Andrews. So we were just watching it. We got through probably the first 2/3 just to like refresh it.
Right.
We got to where we meet Dick Van Dyke. So did you know the guy? Do you know who plays the old banker?
No, but tell me.
Dick Van Dyke plays the old banker.
Oh,
Oh, I didn't know
yeah,
that.
senior, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Oh God, now it's gonna drive me nuts. I hate when I can't remember names.
Oh, good enough. We know who the character is. You just shout it out when you know.
Okay.
I was watching it and I was like, dude, whoever's doing his character is obviously not an old guy because he's like very like doing physical comedy. His cane is always like slipping and he's like almost eating shit. And then it's Dick Van Dyke. And I was like, that's pretty cool.
Well, this was also Julie Andrews' first motion film. She had only been a Broadway star before this.
Right.
You guys coming out with facts. Okay, so
Oh, I know. So, hold on. I still have a point. I just had it again and then I lost it again. Dick Van Dyke. Dick Van
He
Dyke.
played the old man for
He played
free.
the old
An
man
old
for
man,
free.
and he was doing a lot of slapstick comedy.
Julie Andrews being hot. There we are. Julie Andrews being hot. So we were watching it again, and I was watching Mr. Banks just dress her down, and I'm like, keep in mind, this is the hottest woman he's ever seen in his whole life. And he's just like, look here, woman, you've been in my house for 2 days, and you're fucking it up.
Just both of them.
Which is like, because like Julie Andrews, because you said hot or not hot.
Yeah.
Hot. Yeah.
We get the Banks family, right? And the Banks family, they lose their nanny within the first 5 minutes because she just can't handle these kids because apparently they're monsters or whatever. And she's like, I'm
Not
quitting.
only that, but she has lost these children
4 times
that week.
And I'm all like,
and also,
go ahead.
like they're just playing with a fucking kite.
Right, yeah.
And they just, whoa, Katie Nana, what the fuck were you doing? Your one job in this whole, you get free room and board. This motherfucker's got a chef. He's got multiple maids. All you got to do is keep an eye on 2 kids that are dressed like fucking Madeline.
Right.
And they have a bright, shiny object. And you're just like, what?
Yeah. Which
She
I
has
think.
free, like smartphone time.
Yeah, she's not like playing Pokemon Go. And then she's like doing a raid. And she's like, oh, fuck. Oh, no. And she's not even like, I bear some responsibility. She's
Yeah.
like these fucking kids.
Right,
How
I did.
dare you?
I did write
off
down-
on me.
Right, so that's the thing. I did write down that she should have been fired, not quit. Because 4 times in a week, that's neglect.
Well,
Like,
but Mr. Banks gets home and he's like, "We're gonna put her in her place," and then he's like, "Oh, she's already gone."
Oh, she,
right.
she knows what's up.
The wife doesn't
Miss-
care. The wife's like, if someone
Oh, the wife is the worst.
that she had lost my kids once, I'd be pissed off. But she's too
Right.
busy getting,
The Vogue.
right.
Yeah.
The wife is the absolute worst.
The
but she does have a-
worst.
The wife does have a character arc though that pissed off Julie Andrews, and I will explain. So yeah, she's fucking annoying because lest we forget that this household has got 2 maids, a nanny,
A maid and a cook.
a maid
Yeah.
and a cook. Okay, maid and a cook, and a nanny. Meanwhile, this wife is doing fuck all. She's
Right,
just,
yeah,
off, she's just at protests, and she even asked like, "Oh, did you put the spoiled eggs in my bag?" And
Yeah, right. Yeah.
sure did. And it's just like, get to work. This is pure Kelsey syndrome. You could clean the house. You could raise the kids, but you're compartmentalizing this to like other people. You're outsourcing this shit.
And then you're too bored, so
And
now
then
you're
she's-
focused on the vote.
Yeah, she's bored to the point where she's lost her mind. By the way, Mr. Banks bringing it in.
Bringing
Mr.
it
Banks-
in.
Mr. Banks has got Vetta's husband money. Like, goddamn. And you can't just give this guy a couple things. All he wants is his sherry, his pipe, his smoking jacket by 602.
And at 6:03,
He provides all this.
Insane.
And you can't just give him a drink and shut the fuck up?
But I was overly concerned with he's
Oh.
like, and at 6:03, I want to pat my kids on the head and say goodnight.
And send them off to bed.
I'm like, at 6:03?
Fuck yeah, dude. Get the fuck out of here. Go to bed. Get in your slippers and jammies and get out of here.
Hi.
I said hi. I do love when he comes on day 2, he comes home and they're like, oh my God, like we did this. And he's just like, shut up. Shut up. Where's the nanny? Where's the hot bitch? Is she around?
Medical and dental, so why do I have to talk to my children?
Right. Yeah, and I wrote down because later on, what?
Oh, when the mom comes home, like with her suffragette stuff, she's like, oh, wait, hide all the suffragette shit. You know how to.
Right.
Yeah, right? I do love, she's like, we are fighting for women. Oh, fuck, he's home. She's even like, oh, I got to get dressed to go to a rally. And he's like, I want you here. And she's like, yep. You got it. I'll fucking take notes, whatever you need, boss. She snaps into place, but she does learn a lesson by the end. She's like, I'll hang out with my kids and go fly a kite with them instead of doing whatever bullshit I'm up to.
Suffragette as a tail for the kite.
So oh yeah, that's right. She ties her ribbon up. So the fact that she does that pissed off Julie Andrews. She didn't like that.
She chose family.
She chose family over activism. Julie Andrews didn't like that. Fuck you, Julie Andrews, you dumb bitch.
Yeah, Julie Andrews.
Speaking of, this whole movie is a testament to the just the idea of fuck you, lady. The whole thing, because like the chick who wrote it, she didn't want all the parts that like Walt Disney comes along and he takes this story that his kids love and he's like, I can make this better. And the chick is like, don't you dare. And eventually she gets old enough and broke enough that she's like, I need that money. So she tells Walt yes. And then Walt makes it a masterpiece.
What did it take? It took 20 years for him to get the movie rights?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, from LP Travers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And LP Travers didn't like it because of all the cartoons, which is the singing is one of the best parts. The cartoons is one of the best parts. He made Mary Poppins more likable, which Mary Poppins is still a bitch.
Yeah.
What the fuck is she like in those books?
Right. Yeah.
She just beats these fucking kids.
Right.
Mary Poppins is an ass. So this whole thing is a success because of the male's intervention. So fucking dunk. Just
right. Yeah.
Dunk.
And Bert.
And dude, Bert is the best character in the entire thing. He's the one who's like teaching these kids all the lessons. He's the one who's hanging out with them. He's the one who helps them. Like on the day when the kids need help, they're like running from the police. Right. Who do they run into but fucking Bert? Because Mary Poppins is on her day off. She has worked for 2 days. And she's already like, it's my day off fucking later.
Day of the month off or something like that. I'm like, wow. How
I don't even think it's been that long because she gets hired.
But that's what she says when he hires her. She's like, and I get the third Tuesday. And I'm like, it's already the third Tuesday of the month? That's
no, it is not. There's no way. Because she gets hired. Then that day they go into the chalk painting. They come home and they take their medicine. The next day they go help Uncle Albert. And then that night she gets yelled at. And then day 3, she's already like, well, fuck it.
Right. Which I would, dude. Before I talk about Mary Poppins, I want to say about Mrs. Banks. I love how when they're hiring the nannies, I love how she's all like, I would have muddled that up. And you want the vote to get the vote? You can't even handle hiring a babysitter. What is your problem, lady?
And the kids are missing. He's like, we're going to the police. And she's like, we don't need to bother them. And he's like, I need the police. I don't know the number.
Yeah.
Like,
I do. That's what I love about this movie. There's so many like little moments that I don't feel like you appreciated. Like down to the thing opens with Bert like breaking the fourth wall. He talks to the camera and then he like introduces the neighbor, which I have thoughts on the neighbor. Can you write down like the neighbor so we can come back to it?
Yes.
But he makes a funny little joke. He's like, the people in Greenwich, like Greenwich Standard Time or whatever, the people who keep the most accurate like measurement of the time. He's like, the people in Greenwich, like people around the world, they ask Greenwich what the time is, but the people in Greenwich, they ask him. And I'm like, fucking great joke.
That's
like
funny.
Great little detail.
I just
Matt didn't give a fuck because he was looking at his phone.
I wasn't looking at my phone. I was writing down the neighbor. I mean,
like when you were watching the movie.
Oh,
we have deduced that the only reason you didn't like it is because you have ADHD and you can't focus.
Well, and there's reasons I didn't like it. Okay.
I
Um,
like the hurricane of
yeah,
nanny.
yeah, the
That was
hurricane
fun.
nanny. None of them are screaming. They're just getting swept up away in this wind, and I'm all like, what did you guys think happened to all these nannies? And they're just all like holding on to fences as they get swept up into the air. I'm pretty sure they're all dead, and
Oh,
I'm
they're
all
all
like,
dead for sure.
all they because they wanted a job. Mary Poppins killed them all. Like with her. By the way, Mary Poppins is a witch.
Oh, for
She
sure.
she is a
Definitely a witch.
mistress of Satan for sure. There's no way that she's not.
Oh, dude, she's such a succubus that
Mhm.
like literally Bert's out there trying to make a goddamn nickel, and then the wind changes and the smell of coos drifts in, and he's like, "Oh shit, my bitch is back."
My man.
Oh, oh,
She's
oh.
like, a graduate of Hogwarts.
Yeah, she is a graduate of Hogwarts. Oh, speaking of that, because you brought up Bert trying to make the money. I did like his one man band. I like that a lot. I thought that was fun.
Yeah.
But then I love how he like turns to the wind and starts talking his little mumbo jumbo about, oh, she's coming from the west and everything. I was like, what are you doing here, Bert? You're wrecking your whole scheme. And then I love how he's talking to Mrs. Corey during that, and he's like, Mrs. Corey, you're so short, but your daughters grew tall. I'm like, but and ugly. Your daughters are fucking gross.
They,
It was like, ew.
I think it's a nod at the evil stepsisters from Cinderella because they had the big bows in their hair. And
Whatever. It's
Maybe.
it's a nod to ugly.
could
That's what it
be.
is. Because they look like dudes with
Then
wigs.
that lady should have had a cat. Oh, speaking of dudes in wigs, I'm glad you mentioned that. So in the scene where all the nannies blow away, a lot of them are dudes in drag.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah. Well,
It's a movie fun fact.
then they weren't a lot of stunt women. They were mostly stunt.
and it makes sense that they didn't scream because they'd have been like, oh, no. So that's good. That's good. Okay, so I want to talk about Go back to Mary Poppins and everything, because like you said, I thought she was an unpleasant person. I'm not gonna lie. I did not like
She's a
her.
dick.
Yeah, I didn't like her as a person. Like she came in and she was all like, "I've got this job," and I'm like, "You better watch your tone, the way you talk to me, the employer." And then later on in the movie, she goes, "I don't explain anything," and I'm like, okay, this
Yeah.
is what we like to call unemployed. Okay. So get the hell out of my mansion, Miss Thing. Go get the vote with my wife and everything. I was
Take your
so
bag
annoyed
of
with her.
bullshit with you.
Yeah. I was like, listen, I don't care if you pull out large mirrors from your bag and everything. And that part was fun, but I'm all like, don't give me attitude. These are my children you have jumping into paintings, you little weirdo. So I didn't like Mary Poppins in this movie. I did like Bert except for his accent. It annoyed me constantly.
Oh, who cares?
But Bert was just like I love Bert's one of those guys that you're like, "Hey Bert, what do you do for a living?" And he's like, a little this and a little that. I'm like, "Oh, so
He
you don't have a
chases
job."
poon for a living is what
Yeah,
he does. He's
exactly.
a
He even
vagabond.
addresses
Which-
it on
Yeah.
too. He's like, I'm an artist today.
He's just got to do what he can because this bitch he's been chasing for we don't even know how long. She drifts literally with the wind, so he can't be tied down to like a fucking mortgage or rent.
Just drifts from Home Depot to Home Depot and is all, I work for $10 an
Yeah,
hour.
I'll build your deck. I'll build your deck.
Exactly, whatever you
And
need.
it's so funny because I did write down in my notes that I was like, Bart is trying to get laid here, and Mary Poppins is the hugest tease because she's all like having tea and crumpets and shit, and she's all like, okay, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious later, and I'm all like, what are you doing? What are you doing? He will marry you. He'll make you an honest woman.
Did you catch in It's a Jolly Holiday with Mary in that song? She has a whole verse where she's like, Bert, you're a great guy. I really like hanging out with you. Like women, when they're around you, they don't need to feel like worried that you'll make a move. We all know you're a pussy. And he makes a face. He literally goes like that.
Yeah, now that you say it, yes, because I was like, oh, Bert, you should have just been like, you know what, Mary, if you're not gonna, put out, I'm done. I'm done with you. We're done. We're done right now. You can blow in from the west all you want on your cloud and everything. So
I love how she'd start sinking in the cloud and then she'd just pick up her bag and her umbrella and then she'd be lifted back up. And I'm like, I don't think that's how that works, but hey, I'm not magical, so.
okay, I did want to talk to you guys because I wrote down that the animated parts are my favorite parts in this movie, minus the live action people. I just liked it a lot. I thought that was the part that I liked a lot. I wish a small piece of me wishes the whole movie would have been just that because Sorry, I had to burp. It was fun and I liked it. The animal characters were fun. I liked that they got on the little carousel horses and they were in that little race. I was like, see, why can't the movie be more of this where it's like you got the penguin, the penguins were great. I love the whole animation part. But then they came out of it rained and I was like, well, I can't stand the rain, so I get it. So Missy
There's
Elliott
so
said
many
that.
other like camera tricks that were cool and
Yeah, the live
felt
action
like
stuff was great.
Disneyland. Like like the robin coming onto her finger and singing, and everyone's singing because now Mary Poppins is here. And
Well, because you have to appreciate that it's made in a day before like CGI and everything. So this is all like practical effects that they did. So when she's pulling shit out of her bag and they put Michael the boy underneath and he's like knocking on the table, that's a cool magic trick. Like how
Yeah, no,
did they
no, that
do
was
that?
cool. Yeah, no, I did like that. I said it was fun, that part where she was pulling crap out of her bag.
You
Um,
didn't say
and
that
the
at all.
spoonful of
I
sugar
did too. I
coming in
said that at
from
the
like
beginning.
Jesse. All the
No.
things like
No.
snapping the
Check
Yeah,
the
I'm
plate.
gonna.
record. And if
Don't
you
worry.
do end up having had say like if you splice in you saying it, that's that's make 'em ups. Oh yeah, like Mrs. Yeti was saying, when she pours out the medicine and it all comes out
Oh
different
yeah.
colors, but like the bottle never leaves frame. That's cool.
It was cool. I did want to talk about the medicine. Dennis Leary has this great bit about he says he's like, you remember when you were a kid and you had to take NyQuil, and nowadays everybody's got this special NyQuil. You got like the grape flavor or the red flavor. For that inner kid. Not when I was a kid, we had that green death fucking flavor of NyQuil. I was like, that is so true. You didn't.
Like
Before
the
that,
way
Sugar.
you would imagine
depressant,
antifreeze
which
does.
didn't work for fuck all and tasted way worse.
Yeah, yeah, right.
And the people who drink Jaeger, I'm always like, fucking
Yeah,
ew.
Jaeger's disgusting. Yeah, don't like it.
Yeah.
It's gross.
I drank some terrible things, but Jaeger was still like, "Ugh." I was
Yeah,
still
Jaeger
drinking
is the
it.
worst. Yeah, I don't like it.
I
I
don't
don't
even
like
like
it.
the smell of it. If somebody near me is having it and I can smell, I'm like, because one of the
It's
worst
horrific.
blackout drunk experiences.
Doesn't it taste exactly like NyQuil though, right?
I
Or am
always
I
thought
wrong?
I always thought it tasted like black licorice.
I thought it was like, oh,
But it was
Everyone's
worse because I
favorite
could.
flavor of licorice too, right?
Yeah, right, right. I don't even mind black licorice. I can eat black licorice, but I'm all like, it's like worse. It's like it doesn't. It's bad. I don't like Jaeger at all. Okay, so we've got Mr. Banks, which I just want to say right now, I liked Mr. I don't know about you guys. I liked Mr. Banks. I thought he was
He's the best
he,
character.
yeah, he was my favorite character in the movie when I was watching it. I was like, the man goes to work every day, he provides for his family, he
He's
likes
good
his
at
pipe
his
and his drink,
job.
his sherry.
His job.
Yeah, he loves his job, everything. He's living his best life, in my opinion, and everything. And
Everyone's fucking with him. If they
Yeah,
just leave him
yeah,
alone, he'd
yeah.
be so happy.
exactly, he's got to deal with shit that, like, I'm sorry, but hiring the nanny should have been the mom's job, but obviously she would have muddled that. But I'm all like,
Well, she
why?
fired 6 nannies in 6 months. Yeah, she fucked it up.
closet feminist.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm just like you were just like, a woman. So I was all like, the whole time I was just like, Mr. Banks is just doing the best he can, and everybody else is like ruining his life and everything. So I
But to
did
his credit, he's got a whole staff to raise his kids, and the whole staff can't do it.
right,
Yeah,
which
the
I
maid
did
is like, God fucking damn it.
right. Yeah.
Bed. This is some bullshit.
Yeah,
I need
yeah,
a
yeah.
zookeeper,
All
not
right.
a hardworking woman.
which I just want to say, I didn't think the kids were that bad. Like you said before, all they went to the park to fly a kite, and the old maid lost them. I'm like, this doesn't sound like bad kids to me. Like they don't sound like monsters.
Right.
See the kite in the sky and go, let me follow
Yeah,
that.
I thought they would, I forgot this movie in terms of like the kids and like how they were, but I was expecting like Dennis the Menace, but I was like, no, these kids are like just kids and they're normal. Like their playroom is messy, like just make them clean. I'm like, I don't see the already their story's not tracking. Like I'm just like,
In Spoonful of Sugar, when Michael gets stuck in the closet and he keeps trying to get out, and they're like, nope. And he's like, what? Nope.
yeah,
Yeah.
I did love how he was trying to snap to do the magic trick, and like my daughter was watching with us, and she, as soon as he snapped, she's like, he got it, and I was like, yeah, he got it.
Did your kids like the movie?
Yes, my daughter. Well,
Yeah.
my son really didn't watch because he was playing. He was like,
He was watching people play video games on YouTube.
yeah, and so,
Nice.
but my daughter was watching it, and she was dressed up. She was dressing up as Mary Poppins as
Like,
we
her
went along.
outfit got more and more in depth as
Yeah,
the movie
yeah.
went. Like she had a bag at the end. She had a coat
She had
on.
her coat on, and everything, and she was all in. She was all in. Okay,
Our
so
daughter likes it a lot too.
yeah, yeah, and everything.
Really
Okay.
wants a bird to land on her finger.
Yeah,
She's always
she sees
outside
birds and
trying-
she's like,
They'll just come to my finger, right? Right?
One day when one lands, she's gonna be like, "Got it! Yes."
Okay, so Mr. Banks, he hires a new nanny. The new nanny. Okay, so Mary Poppins, she's taking care of these kids, right? And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wanted to know how Mary and Bert knew each other from beforehand, because I was like,
Both
what?
from Hogwarts.
Yeah, yeah, they're both from Hogwarts, because Bert was a little magical too with his whole I mean, in a different way, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, okay. So they visit
Bert is like, this makes me think something's about to happen, and it's all happened before.
yeah, so
Yeah.
they know each other.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
a
for
history.
sure.
Yeah, they've got a whole shtick.
Yeah.
Changing families and grooming them. I mean,
She just makes a
So-
face.
Oh, and I love how, okay, so one thing I did write down, I love how Mary, I was like she would not have got me with that reverse psychology song that she did with the "Don't go to sleep" because to keep your eyes awake. I was like, this wouldn't have worked, fucker. I see your tomfoolery going on.
Fell asleep.
Yeah.
'Cause you have
Okay.
ADD.
Yeah,
If things aren't constantly blowing up or if somebody's got a fucking wand, you're like, I do love though that so she's trying to get the kids to sleep, and literally her plan for the evening, again, the hottest woman in town, is to like take yarn and poke it into a ball of yarn. I don't even know what the fuck she's doing, but she's like, hey,
You
go
don't
the fuck to bed.
Right, yeah, right. She's magic. Okay, so they end up going to visit Mary's
Also,
uncle.
where does Bert sleep? I just assumed under a bridge.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah. He's a hobo. Yeah.
no, next to that statue.
He's curled up with that dog Andrew, just like keep me warm, bud.
Yeah.
Because like the
Just
kids
keep me warm,
know
bud.
Bert.
Yeah, the
On
kids
day
know him.
2,
Yeah.
they're like, Bert, hey buddy.
Yeah.
adult
Last I saw
learned
you
about
two,
this
you were
at
chasing
home.
a kite.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, no.
So yeah, how do they know Bert and Bert knows Poppins, but no one's ever seen Poppins before?
That's a great question. See, yeah.
Bert's
See,
magic. There's multiple Berts.
yes.
I think in the book, did they say that Bert didn't exist? He's a blend of like multiple characters.
Probably.
I think
That's
that's, what they
probably
said.
why he has so many jobs.
Yes.
Okay,
well,
so yeah,
PL has some explaining to do.
She's dead.
Yeah, she's dead. Okay, so they go in visit. Yeah, they go
Dick
in.
Van Dyke's still kicking.
Which I just want to say,
Andrew's still kicking.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
right.
is yeah. But my daughter told me multiple times during this movie, Julie Andrews is still alive. I was like, thank you.
Oh
thank
yeah,
you.
and she was like, "Do you like her? Is she good in other movies?"
Yeah.
She's in Sound of Music, and that's all I can think of.
She did the Princess Diaries.
Yeah.
That's all I can think of after that.
You would know.
The queen of
Queen, yeah.
Gestovia.
Yeah, gestation. Anyways,
Is that the one with Amy Adams?
yeah,
No.
no, that's the one with
Anne.
Anne Hathaway, yeah.
Where she's an ugly duckling, and then her grandma.
And then they
Okay.
take off her glasses and
Yeah.
straighten her hair, and she's hot.
in that.
yeah,
Yeah,
I have to
she's
give
the
that a
queen.
googs.
and she's
Seems
in the
like
second
good
one. The second one with Chris Pine. Yeah,
Okay.
love Chris Pine. Okay, all
He's
right.
hot.
So he is hot. He is hot. Okay, so they go to visit Mary's uncle. What was his name?
Albert.
Albert. Okay.
Do we know it's her uncle, or do they
It's
just
Mary
call him
Poppins.
uncle?
No, it's Mary Poppins' uncle, or at least
How
in
do
the
you
book
know?
it's Mary. Because in the book it's Mary Poppins' uncle.
Did you read the book?
A long, long time ago.
No.
Yes. Yes.
Is
So
Mary
I-
Poppins a straight bitch in those books?
Yeah, she's way worse.
Yeah,
She's
no,
not
which it doesn't.
evil. She's
That
like
doesn't
an
surprise
evil
me. It
witch,
doesn't
not
surprise
a
me.
good witch.
How long have we been recording and you just now mentioned that you've read the book?
I read a lot, and he gets mad at me when I mention things like names and books. So.
That cat really does like to just move the pod along.
I'm
This
sorry.
is like a conversational.
It's the same reason
like-
why he doesn't like Mary Poppins. Too much breathing.
This is exactly why you don't like Mary Poppins. You got to take a minute and let things breathe, bro.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to give people not take up people's time. So
No one gives a shit. What are they here for?
Want to get to do
It's
it?
so
Are they
funny.
really here for?
That's what it is.
Yeah. What do you want to
gives
go do? He wants to go watch
No,
Shoresy.
no,
He's got
Shoresy,
drinks
yeah,
in
for
a
sure.
White Claw baked in the fridge.
No,
They're about to get too cold.
He wants to drink White Claws and watch Shoresy. Fuck this shit. He wants to hear about
He's
sin.
had a whole goddamn day of Mary Poppins, and he needs to be like George.
At 8:05, I cracked my White Claw. Do, 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 do. And I turned on the TV. And pound one out for free.
That's probably accurate.
OnlyFans is the life for me.
Okay. All right, fine. We don't have to move along, but
But so what do you imagine in your mind? That people are clicking on this to really know, like, did he like the movie? Should I watch Mary Poppins? Or do they just like hearing you fuck around?
We're fucking around, and we're recapping it. We're saving them hours of their lives so they don't
Yeah.
have to watch bad movies.
yeah.
It's a good movie, though. So point counterpoint. Plus, who's wearing more leather? Because they're automatically correct. I didn't
So I win. I
We
don't-
can't hear you because the microphone was gated because you're too far away from it. Whap, whap.
I have a really strict policy on you can't watch a movie that's been made from a book unless you've read the book.
I mean, that's a
Cool
good
policy, nerd.
yeah, nerd.
Hey, you
But
do a
then,
master's in
that
library.
can sometimes ruin a perfectly
What did you
good
say?
movie.
You have a
I have-
master's in being a librarian?
Yes. Library and informational studies. Yes.
How's that panning out?
I got during COVID because I thought, my kids, I was going to be an empty nester. I needed a job. And my husband was like, get a job. And I was like, why shouldn't I get a job? And he's like, because then we can do stuff together when I'm not working. And I went, okay.
You're Mrs. Banks. Do you not
Yeah,
understand?
you're Mr. Banks.
He wants you home.
I do.
And the women already have the vote, which was the worst decision ever. Okay, so all right, so now we okay, now I'm not trying to move the pot along, but I do want to talk about Albert, if that's cool, because I just want to talk about
Sure.
Albert. Now I like the dad jokes because I was like when they were like I can't remember the one about the leg. It's like his one leg was called Smith. What was the name of the other leg? I was like, oh, that's good. It wasn't laugh out loud funny, but I was like,
It was LOL.
yeah, it was
Did
LOL.
you like how that joke came up later?
Yes, yeah, how the son told the dad, yeah. And the dad just let it go, and I was like, oh no, it's a good dad joke. You should put that in your pocket and save it for later,
Yep,
dude.
yep.
So I
But
did.
then they bring it up again.
Wait, say that again.
They bring up the joke again.
Yeah, when he's talking to the little kid, when he's talking to his dad.
No, when Mr. Banks is getting fired, when he's getting
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
He
Mine
does.
is when
Yeah.
tells the joke, and then it's what kills.
It's
the
what kills Dick Van
Banks
Dyke.
Sr. Because he laughs so hard he dies.
Now, yeah. You're right. He does bring it up again.
Junior says it. He died.
The
laughing.
foreshadowing and building in this story
Yeah.
it's great.
But
It's missing from so many other movies.
Yeah, how don't you appreciate that they like foreshadow things that happen later so many times? There's so many payoffs to like little tidbits.
well, I have to admit, my favorite part was when, visually, it was pleasing to me the most was when Mr. Banks leaves the house to go to the bank to get fired, and he was just like,
and he gets all dressed up.
yeah, he gets dressed like he knows he's gonna get fired. I'm all like, you're
Yeah.
better than me. I would have just been like, fuck this noise. I'm not going to work to get embarrassed right
He
now.
just stands there while a man punches a hole in his hat and turns his umbrella upside down. They never even say you're fired. They're just like, well, you get it.
Yeah, yeah, right. And
And they take like his kerchief and they like put it back in, like
Right. And it was all like it wasn't even like it was all their fault anyways. The kid didn't want to give up his money. I'm all like, you guys are just
Gave it. What was it called again?
hold on.
The Toppet.
The Toppins.
1/240th of a pound. So it's like less than a penny. He should just fucking gave it to him.
Yeah, which I just want to say, go ahead.
The fact that they blew that whole situation up is like an embodiment of the whole mindset that Mary Poppins is against. What? You guys don't understand movies. Why do you have a movie review channel? All this shit right over your head.
Says the guy that says we should just enjoy something and turn off our reviewer brain.
That's different. That's a comedy. Comedies don't have to make sense, dude. You can get away with a ton of shit. That's just supposed to be funny with like some story. That would be like being in Sunny in Philadelphia. How does their bar even stay open? What the fuck? Like, when do they even make money? Like, that's completely not the point here.
80% of the time.
They're not even at work.
Yeah. So when they're at Albert's like house or whatnot, and I did like also I love how when they laughed they floated. Although I'm just like, what if you spill something? You gotta like think of something sad to go pick it up. I'm like, that sucks and everything. But I did like that. I like how they floated and everything. And go ahead.
I remember the guy who played Albert when I was a kid. He kind of like grossed me out. He still does kind of gross me out. He's just kind of like not fun to look at. But he's like the voice of Tigger and like so many other Disney characters. Did you know that?
Oh, really?
I didn't know that.
Oh,
I did only because I love Winnie the Pooh.
He's a ton of voices in early Disney stuff. He shows up all the time. I'm pretty sure he's in Lady and the Tramp too. I just forget who he plays.
Please say the Siamese
the
cat.
beaver?
Dude, when you listen to the We Are Siamese, because the kids have been watching Lady and the Tramp, you're like, yeah, that's a little rough. They're like, baby cry. Milk nearby. It's like...
Okay, you're right. Albert is a little weird with his little jowls and everything.
And that's like the day 2 adventure, and it's kind of like, oh, I do appreciate. So just before that, they were having dinner or whatever. Mr. Banks is pissed because these fucking family of his is just always up his ass about like being excited and happy and giving the mom flowers, and he's just like, I fucking can't.
And he's like, God.
You know what the problem is? He's hungover. That's what the problem is. He's like, guys, shut the. I was up all night drinking. Shut up. He's hungover every morning. Never think he's pissed. So then the neighbor, we meant to go back to the neighbor who's like the ship. He thinks he's a ship captain. He's converted his whole house into being a boat that he shoots cannons from. But my favorite part, so my dad, when we were watching this, he was like, we didn't know about dementia back when this was made. We didn't know how sad and tragic this story actually is.
Great.
But my favorite part about the neighbor is like, not only is he batshit crazy, which is a whole thing, but he's got some patapon, like some pawn, some like, he's got his own little, like, he's got a lackey, he's got a shmee, like if he's Captain Hook, he's got like a pissant. He's like some fucking, what's this guy's backstory? He's just like, I can't find work, but I can sleep in the rowboat.
He's crazy and he pays me way too much. That's why.
And I get to shoot cannons all day.
I shoot cannons all day and I mop windows. So anyway, he shoots off his cannon.
He pays me 2 or 3 times a week because he forgot that he paid me yesterday.
So he shoots off his cannon and it makes the whole house fall apart. I do love another like subtle joke is Mr. Banks is like straightening his tie, but the mirror is swinging. So he swings with it to straighten his tie. Just like, dude, so many jokes like that. Then he sits down at the piano and it's out of tune. And he's like, yo, woman, get the piano tuned. And she's like, but you don't play the piano. And he's like, that doesn't matter. You think that matters? Right, I want my shit to be right. That doesn't matter. But then if you notice, then it cuts to Mary Poppins leaving the house with the kids, and she lists off what all they have to do that day, and visiting a piano tuner is the very first thing on the list. So Miss Banks couldn't even be bothered. She pawned that task off immediately to the nanny.
Which it
Yeah.
didn't get done.
It didn't get done. That poor bastard.
No wonder he's pissed when they
Right.
when he gets home.
A week goes by and it's like bonk, and he's like,
One thing, the
I
piano.
asked for one thing.
Just so if he
Tune the
decides he
fucking
wants
piano.
to play chopsticks, it sounds right.
So
All
yeah,
right.
then they go see Albert, and Albert's kind of like meh, but it is kind of funny.
I don't understand the point of Albert though.
I think it's just a little side story that happens.
Just this-
Yeah.
what's the point
Just
in the
another
book?
magical situation.
Yeah, what's the point in the book, nerd?
It's the same thing. They just visit him for fun. He's like the fun, crazy uncle. It's more about the laughing and showing the kids to be carefree when they visit Uncle Albert, and that even as you get older, you don't have to lose the carefree
Okay.
childhood.
Why don't you guys
like
appreciate
stuff.
that? That's pretty great, because and then also it's how the old man dies, because he starts floating away, and it's, I don't know, man. It all has a
Contradicts the
meaning and a
whole
purpose,
laughter is the cure of everything.
isn't it? Though,
Well,
Isn't
kills
it?
it kills Senior, whatever the guy.
except for killing that one guy, laughter's great.
He's the exception to
Outside
the
of the
rule.
one and only death in the movie, laughter is great.
So speaking of that, okay, so Mr. Banks, Mary Poppins says, hey, you should take your kids to work so they can learn from you or whatever, so they take over or whatever.
First, take your kids to work.
Yeah.
today.
So he takes his
Yeah,
kids to
right.
work, right? And so while he's
Which Mary
there,
Poppins tricks him into doing.
Yeah, she tricks
Yes.
him into
Oh,
caring.
she's a manipulative bitch.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
When she measured herself, that's what it should have said. She should have been like, Mary Poppins, manipulative bitch.
What's great about it is after she manipulates him, then she goes upstairs to do bedtime with the kids, and she's like, "Well, he can't see in front of his nose or past
his
the
own
tip
nose,
of his
yeah.
nose." And the kids are like, "Ah," and she's like, "Sometimes people care so much about something that they can't see what's like right in front of them." Is the gist of it, and then she sings the Toppin song, and
Right.
then the next day they're walking to the bank. They're like, "Oh, there's the lady feeding the birds, just like Mary Poppins said. Don't you see her?" And he's like, "What do you think? I can't see past the tip of my nose?" And
Yeah.
it was like, ah.
Set up payoff.
So while they're in the bank,
It's
right?
Gil Travers versus Walt Disney, or the people who wrote the.
Right.
Yeah, there's
That sounds
not
like some
a
Disney stuff.
ton of like the callback comedy in the book like there is in the movie.
When did you read that book?
Like 16 or 17.
16. What's the unit here? Weeks ago? Months ago? 16
Oh,
or
no, like
17?
my
what?
age, so like
Oh,
30
you were
years
16 or
ago.
17.
Yeah,
Okay.
so like 30 years.
And you
ago.
remember that there's setups and payoffs like that?
No, I said
frequently in the
there's
books?
not. No, there's
Oh,
not.
there's
They're
not.
in the
All
movie.
right,
but
so
they're
it's
not in the book.
Disney magic.
Yeah.
Disney magic.
Oh, for
So
sure.
Vetta proves my point again. Most of why this movie's good is Disney magic.
Hey, Walt Disney knew his shit. He knew how to make something money.
And not at the same time.
Look at Matt Cat just wants to move on so fucking
He's
like, would you guys shut the fuck up? I had Yeffy Boy here
It's funny because it's true.
to bring the juice, and then when we start talking about nuances that you don't care about, you're like, shut up.
You know what his brain's doing? His brain's going, I need to keep this moving because I have to edit this shit.
Oh, I'm not editing this out because it's funny. It's funny because it's true. It's totally true.
Leave
Oh,
it in.
No, I will because it's funny because the whole time I'm all like, okay, can we get to the bank part where they're trying to steal this little kid's money?
But it's the setup to the bank, and the setup is half of the movie. Like you gotta let the setup breathe and move through
Do you
so
like-
that you feel the emotion. This movie makes me bawl like a baby every
Towards the
time.
end, yeah.
Every time.
Well, I
cry.
do have positive things to say about the end. So
Matt
Alright,
Cat,
fine.
do you
We'll
appreciate
follow the sequentialness?
do you appreciate Quentin Tarantino movies?
I love Quentin Tarantino movies.
How the fuck? How? You have the attention span for that, but not this.
Well, it's because there's blood and gore, because it's fun, Jan.
Because it's fun, Jan. Just ripping on a 90s reporter. Fuck yeah, dude.
Okay. So he takes his kids to the bank, right? And while they're there, They want Michael to give up his what are they called? Toppins. Yeah. What a dumb fucking name for currency. The
How
whole
do you
time
not remember it?
the whole time I was like, oh, this is like like I didn't know what they were talking about. I thought it was like a fun thing. Like
What kind of person goes, we need a coin that represents 1/240th of a pound?
I don't
That's
know.
the point. They caused a run on the bank over like not even a penny.
Yeah,
That's
just
the
because
point.
yeah, because he's like, I want my money. The kid's like, I want my money back. I'm like, yeah, just give him his money back. Like, what are you doing? You guys are making a way big deal out of this. Like,
And
like
Dick Van Dyke is like, give it to me.
He's
He's like,
got the old lady claw ready to go.
yeah, and then he snatches it from him. I love the joke that they make. So then after he snatches the money, I'll just do Matt Cat's job for a minute. So after he snatches the money, yeah, you drink your drink there. What happened to the Poppins drink?
I drank all of it. I don't have time to. I would go make another one, but I don't want to leave.
You didn't pre-make like 3?
No, I just made the.
On his second.
You're bad at watching movies and drinking. What is this channel? Think ahead.
He didn't have the college education on drinking.
Yeah, bro. Good times.
Good
Okay.
times.
What should have made him watch the Strangers with Candy movie? Fuck.
Next time.
Mrs. Yeti doesn't even like that movie.
I'll probably love
So
it.
Dick Van Dyke snatches that money, not as Bert, but as the old man, which makes Michael start screaming like, give me my money back, give me my money back. And then like one person is like, hark? They won't give this man his money? It's
Right.
like clearly a child screaming. Have you ever heard a child screaming and been like, shit's going down? So I was like, shut that kid up. But not here. They're like, oh no. So it causes a run on the bank that spreads to the lobby, spreads to the streets.
Yeah, right.
Which later on they bring up that like there hasn't been a run on the bank ever since those stupid Americans threw all that tea into the harbor.
Right, yeah, right.
Which I just think is funny. So yeah, everybody freaks out. The kids run off. And then they bump into Bert. And
Right.
Bert gives them one of the 2 best lessons out of the entire movie, which makes me think, why the fuck is this called Mary Poppins and not Bert the hobo?
Right.
Chimney sweep.
Yeah, but well, no, he's not just a chimney sweep.
I know.
He's a jack
He
of all
does many
trades.
things. He's
Got
a
the
jack of all
one-man
trades.
band.
He's a jack of hunting poon, is what he is.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is.
That's why he had to get so many skills.
Yeah, we don't know where she's
Lots
gonna
of
turn up.
reasons to bump into her.
Yeah, right. Oh, whoops! I was just over at
I think
Uncle
he's
Albert's because he was
stalking
laughing.
Mary Poppins.
She seems to be cool with it. Look, Matt Cat's bored again.
I'm not bored. I'm just listening.
Okay, I'm watching you, son.
I just,
So they-
well, you said that he was Poon. A small piece of me thinks that maybe him and Mary Poppins smashed, and he's just like, that was so good, I need it again. And he's just like,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
just like,
That's why when the wind changes and he catches the wind,
he's
he's like, and then he starts jumping around. Doing
Yeah,
it.
he is like,
He's all happy.
"Get
Wah,
the fuck away
wah,
from me. My girlfriend's about to be back in town."
and she has friend zoned him so hard the rest of the movie. Like you're just like, she was just like, listen, you liked it. You were just like, okay. You like,
Had better.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, Dumbledore
Okay, so
was way better.
They bump into Bert, and Bert's like, "What's the matter?" And they're like, "The whole fucking place is freaking out. They're sending the army and the navy after us." And he's like,
Yeah.
"Calm the fuck down." What happens? And we didn't quite get to this part when we rewatched it, so I forget exactly what is said. But the kids are like, "Our dad is really mad at us," and Bert's like, "No, your dad like loves you. Like it's okay." He's like, "But think about how hard it is to be your dad. You know, when you guys have something going on with you, when you guys have a problem, you guys can go to your mom." You can go to your dad. You can go to Mary Poppins. You can even come to me, the fucking hobo who's chasing Poon. But who does your dad have? Your dad has got nobody.
Right.
Think of how scary that must be to be your dad. And the kids are like, shit, that is fair. He does provide quite a bit for us, so we can't just like not
Quite a
get
bit.
lost. Like, I mean, maybe we could stop fucking up. So that's lesson 1 of
And
the 2
once
main
again,
lessons.
we point out that they've run away yet again.
Yeah, right. I know. Nobody put a leash on these children or
Right.
something like a fucking GPS.
Have an air tag to them.
Yeah.
But also, they seem to always come home. So like,
Yeah, they find their way back.
You know what? They're living under the, be in the yard when the street lights are on rule, They're-
Right. Yeah, be at home when the person comes around and lights them with a candle.
Right?
If you, or I bet you the motherfucker with the cannon probably shoots it around 8 p.m.
Right.
Like, when you hear that, get home.
Yeah, I want to talk
But yeah,
about
they
him
bump
just
into
a little
Bert.
bit more later, but yeah, and so
And then Bert takes him home, right?
yeah,
Yes.
and they then and Michael feels bad, and he gives his dad his what are they called?
Poppins.
Poppins. I'm
Bro.
sorry. Okay, I don't remember what this dumb currency is called.
Quick side note, because like Toppins for Birds or whatever is the best song. It's so like emotional and like you can feel the build and the rise of Toppins. Oh, dude, best one. What's your favorite song, Matt Cat?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, but that's only because my daughter really loves it. That's her. I asked her when we were done. I was like, "What's your favorite part of the movie?" She's like, and she said that part and everything. I was like, I really like that part too and everything. So
Side note, just so I don't forget, and then I want to hear both of your guys's. But like the people who wrote all the music for this, which was two Jews, you know it
No,
was.
for sure.
yeah.
But they wrote so many songs for this movie. A lot of them weren't
50.
used, and one of them got used in Bed Knobs and Broomsticks.
Yes. Yeah, only
That dip,
16
dip.
got used in this movie out of the
Yeah.
50, so they sourced the other ones out to be used in other movies.
Isn't that rad?
It's rad. I didn't know that because
Vetta, favorite song.
Vetta.
Oh, me?
Yeah, he was asking.
I like the Step In song because Matt kept singing it because he couldn't.
The Step In Time. I didn't know what they were saying. I was like, "What are
He
they
says
saying?"
it with like a slur though. He's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Step in time.
Yeah, I was the whole time. I'm like, shop and shop. I was like, what is he saying? I asked my daughter, I was like, hey, you're good at this stuff of telling, because she watches Kids Bop. And like half the time I'm like, I know this song and I don't know what these little kids are singing. Izzy, what are they singing? And she'll be like, she'll sing it and everything. So I asked her and she's like, I don't know. And I was like, yeah, me neither.
Dad, they're saying 2 zigzags.
Singing it with the
How's
actual
it wanna go
words,
2
and I'm like,
zigzags?
oh, it's so good with your
Baby, that's all I
mumbling
need.
words, with your made up gibberish words.
Yeah.
Oh, I just had another. Oh, so the Step in Time routine, apparently they filmed it. And it took them a week to film. They watched it back and there was like a scratch on the film or some shit, or like on the lens.
Yeah, it was on the
And they had to redo the whole thing.
Yeah, it was like a piece of dust of or a hair or something had landed on the lens, and they had to do it all over again after like they had spent half a day or something doing it. They were pissed.
And they were like, well,
No, they spent like a week.
long.
Yeah,
And
it
he
was
like,
forever.
I'll make it twice as long.
Yeah, he did a Donald Trump because everybody was telling him like, bro, this is like way too long of a sequence. And like when Donald Trump was like you can't build the wall, you can't build the wall. Trump was like, the wall just got 6 feet taller. So dude, Disney did the same thing. He was like, make it 14 minutes then.
Right.
Okay? Don't
It
fuck
is
with
too
me. I
long.
love
It
this
is too
shit.
long.
Step in time, motherfucker.
Yes.
What's your favorite song?
Poppins and the chimney.
Yeah.
Well, they got a lot of trouble for that one.
Why?
Because of the dress on the chimney sweeps, blackface. Now, that's why people
What the fuck?
They're
seriously.
covered in soot.
Yeah, but a whole bunch of people. It's a whole thing online.
No.
It's
No.
woke-
It's
woke-
4 people online trying to start
4
bullshit
people.
for no good reason. No, don't give them. Don't act like they're real. Don't act like they're real. It's not fucking blackface. They even mentioned they're like shaking hands with a chimney sweep is lucky because my luck will rub off on you. Matt's bored. And what they're talking about, is like the soot all over their hands and shit. If
Yeah.
you shake their hands, you get soot on you, but they're calling it luck. Which
I was just doing research. I just read online that it's
You
a
did
huge thing.
research. I didn't do any research for this. Okay. So, since we're talking about the chimney sweep and the step in time part and everything,
step in time.
the step in time. This part, I have to admit, besides the choreography, this part just annoyed me a lot because, like when the neighbor, by the way, the Admiral neighbor, when he starts firing his cannon and you see all these fireworks just going everywhere, right? The whole time I'm like, how are these motherfuckers not lighting on fire? Explain to me how none of them are lighting on fire.
That's his problem. The neighbor's shooting a cannon from the roof. And he's like, how are they not on fire?
I did.
Start getting
I
sick.
did write down on my notes that the neighbor he was a problem, but I didn't
That's a
mention it. But
yeah, it's a problem neighbor.
yeah, because I'm all like, who just lets somebody have a cannon in the middle of the city? Like that's insane.
It's
Yeah, I
awful.
don't care. I don't
And in
care if
England, they won't let you have knives, but
you're right.
back in the day, you could have
Exactly.
a fucking cannon.
Exactly. I'm all like, this is insane. But yeah, like when they were doing that, and they're all running across I love how they stayed in a group running across
Mhm.
the rooftops. I'm like, split up, motherfuckers. These won't they can't hit all.
Zigzag,
Yeah,
weave,
yeah,
weave,
duck and roll, motherfucker. Like,
serpentine.
yeah,
Chimney
yeah.
sweep,
Tuck and
chimney
roll.
sweep.
Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, you guys? So there was that. And then I just love how they all just escape by, trespassing on the bank's house. They just go through their chimney. I'm
Literally.
like, you are not invited into this house. This is
And they
this
all like shake his hand and shit on the way out. They're all
yeah,
like,
yeah.
thanks for having us
Yeah,
over. Appreciate
while
you.
they assault the maid and the cook, they're just flipping them around and stuff. I'm like, how do you know?
Yeah.
How do you know this bitchy maid wants to dance? She's been an asshole this whole movie, and now all of a sudden, now
Don't
she's
care.
smiling. She's smiling and dancing with them. The maid and they're a
At
couple.
first, the
That's
mom is like, "This is some bullshit," and they're like, "Votes for women," and she's like,
Votes for women.
yeah.
It was like we can pander this bitch and get her on our side in 2 seconds. It like it totally worked. She's like, yeah.
So that's good. That's good. Um,
"Oh," but even like when they get back from the bank, and the mom's like, "Oh shit, I have to go throw my rotten eggs at the prime minister."
right.
Mary Poppins, it's her day off, and they're like, "Bert, can you watch the kids?"
Right.
Guess so. And then when they're cleaning up from all that, because Bert's left behind cleaning, he's picking up all the stuff because the chimney sweeps run into the distance. And then he drops another thing of knowledge onto Mr. Banks. What the fuck is it?
Was it that the part was like spend more time with your kids kind of thing?
That's the gist of it, but I forget how he gets to it.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I didn't write anything down.
But that's the second time that he drops like the main point of the entire movie, the entire books, or what? I don't know, maybe not
Yeah,
the
the
books
whole
because I
thing
didn't
is
read them.
about, spending time with your loved ones because
Yeah.
they won't be there.
But that's when I forget how he says it, but yeah, he gets in. He's like, "Hey, man, like you gotta really appreciate these kids and all that kind of stuff, and maybe build a kite. That could be fun." Which I just
Yeah.
think it's just crazy. It's a Mary Poppins, and she's the focal, like the main character, but it's Bert doing like literally teaching the lesson to who is the primary character.
Yeah. For Mr. and Mrs. Banks to carry over to Bert and Poppins. I mean, you gotta let the men do the work because the women in this movie are gonna fuck it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
I did like, and this is the part at the end when I liked how like I felt that the movie was mostly about Mr. Banks and everything, and about like just like, hey, you should enjoy your kids because you're just give them a tap on the head and being like, hey, I've given you a good life is not enough, my dude. And I did like at the end when they sang the song about the kite soaring or let's build a kite, or and like you said before, they're like, let's give the kite a tail, and they give him that binary flag that says give women the vote and everything.
And then earlier in the movie, when they first lose their kite, where we meet them when they get brought back by the police, they mention to the dad, they're like, well, it's a shit kite because we don't know what the fuck we're doing. We're kids.
Right.
Maybe like if you could help us, that would be fun. And he's like, no.
Yeah.
No. Which then set up and then pay off.
Right.
I hire people to do that.
Oh.
Yeah. And they're like,
AI.
Miss Yeti's got the quote.
Go ahead.
So basically, Bert is like, "Hey, you've made a difference. Like you've saved the bank." And Mr. Bank, and he's like, "But you've lost your way." Mr. Bank says, "What are you talking about? I've worked my whole life for the bank." Bert, that's just it. You've been so busy making a living that you forgot to make a life. Those kids of yours, they need you, not just your rules and your schedules, but you, their dad. Life's not all about ledgers and loans, Mr. Banks then says, "But what do I do now?" And Bert says, "Take a look around you, governor. Look at your house, your wife, your children. They're the real treasures, not the bank, not the money. Go fly a kite with them. You'll see."
The whole point of the entire thing.
So much
What to be an a dad that's involved in your children's lives.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like that was the theme of the time that this was made.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I have to just say, like when they were like when he was like, "Let's go fly a kite," and they're like, "Oh, he fixed it or whatever," and I'm all like, "Yeah, building a kite and going flying, it sounds like a lot of fun." Like I'd be like, "Yeah, let's go build a kite and
Yeah.
fly it around. That sounds like awesomeness." I'm like, "What's
So
your problem, Mr. Banks?" Like,
then after Bert leaves, he gets a phone call, and they're
yeah,
like,
he
"Yo,
gets
motherfucker, come to the bank at 9." And he's like, "Shit."
Oh
And
yeah,
then he
yeah.
like walks the streets alone. It's a real like, I walk this lonely road.
It was. That was my
He's got his
visually.
arms straight and like the song, like the orchestra playing.
Yeah,
How do you guys
visually
not
that.
like this again?
What was that?
How do you guys not like this again? What part were you
Yeah, I
like
just
not
say
for
I'm
me?
sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was
They
just
have
like,
no good reasons though. We've talked
listen,
for what,
I
an hour and a
can't.
half about why it's good.
I fell asleep during it. That's my reason.
Yeah, like I can't.
What'd
I
you say?
can't like. Like I was trying to
Oh.
like it because I was like, well, maybe I just didn't. As a 12-year-old, I didn't like it, which is normal. When you're 12, if you don't like something. But then while I was watching it this time, I was like, this is like so much nonsense. And I'm like, we could tighten this up a little bit, maybe take out the like 20 minutes of it. Uh,
No, because like the type of things that you're talking about, where you like tighten it up a little bit, is like completely defeated. Like like showing him walking like the lonely streets of London alone, knowing he's gonna go get fucking humiliated, like and fired, but he just like knows like it has to be done. Like that, it means something. It has a better payoff then.
well, I
It
did
makes you
like that
feel
part.
something, and you're like,
neglected his
wrap it
family,
up.
so he's
Wrap it
alone.
up.
And it's at the cost of the bank, which now he's also losing.
And then when they call him in and he's in that room that looks like the Jedi Council or something, the way he
Yeah.
gets fired is the shit. I love the way he gets fired. They like literally like very like promptly take off his hat all delicately, punch that motherfucker. They like, okay, give this an umbrella, and
They put the hat back on.
Oh yeah, they put the hat back on him with the hole in the hat, and he wears it. He doesn't take it off. He just completely eats shit. And then he's like, "Yo, here's
He's
the
like, I
toppings,
will
by
go
the way."
down with dignity.
Yeah, he's like, "I'll go down with pride," and then he just kind of like snaps. And I think it's when they're like, "Do you have anything to say for yourself?" And another payoff, because supercalifragilisticexpialidocious is what you say when you don't have anything to say. And they're like, "Do you have anything to say for yourself, Banks?" And he's like, "Yeah, bitch. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. You want this fucking money? This fucking money don't mean shit." Like Vetta pointed out, like is only worth like a fraction of a penny. Fucking take it. I'm gonna go fly a kite. Hey, guess what? On my way out, here's a joke that'll kill your monkey ass.
And yeah, like when they first learned the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious and the kids are singing it and he's hungover and like, what's this goddamn racket? Like, what are you saying? And they're like, it's what you say when you have nothing to say. And he goes, I always
have something to say.
Yeah, that's
Set
I
up,
do remember
payoff.
that.
Set up,
I do
payoff.
remember that. So,
Just look at them. They're just like, but we don't like it because reasons we haven't even explained.
Bored.
Except for then we'll bring up kind of a reason, but then you'll shut it down and I'll agree with you.
what do you want me to do? It's like when I like something, sometimes you can't explain why you like something. You just like it. Like you like it.
I can go into great detail about everything I like.
Out there that I
Betty,
absolutely
you got to get closer to the mic. You're getting noise gated out.
There are plenty of shitty movies out there that I fucking love, just like there are other great movies out there that I hate, like Titanic. People fucking love that movie. Fucking didn't like it at all.
Titanic
Castaway.
is amazing.
I know, my husband
What?
cried and I
Titanic's
didn't,
so
and it's
good.
a whole thing. Castaway. My
Notebook,
husband loves
Notebook,
it.
Notebook.
Oh God, that's
Notebook's
I
good
love
so
too.
the
good.
Notebook. I love the Notebook.
Yeah, you and Steve would get along. You should trick Steve into reviewing the Notebook.
We already
Make him
reviewed
think-
it.
Yeah, we reviewed it.
Do it again. No one gives a shit. Are you kidding? What the dude? Do it again.
Do it again. All right.
Do it.
Maybe-
But trick Steve into doing it. That's the funny part.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, we could. Well, yeah. I mean, like that. That is funny. That is
He'll
funny.
fail again.
I feel like they're confused about what the point of all of this is.
Maybe
that, like,
we are,
people
but-
like people like you. They don't care
Just
about your
tell 'em you like
movie
it.
ideas. People like you. Does that make sense?
No.
People like
They're
us.
like,
What
well,
is
we
that?
did to know again.
Why do you
What
like
do you think? People like us.
If I'm not trying to be. I know it sounds like I'm being mean. I'm not trying to be mean.
No, you're not being mean at all. We were just
Like if you guys fuck with Steve. Okay, so hey, dear listener of BS Drunk Movie Reviews. So Steve is this like guy who prides himself on being like super manly, and then when he was on my podcast, 8750, by the way, I got the shirt on, but you can't see it. Dude, I am hot in this
We'll put
jacket.
a link in
I
the
am
description
so
below.
hot.
Tilt your head
It's
just
so
a little
hot.
bit. Tilt your head.
Yeah,
We can see the flag. We can see the flag. There we go. There we go.
See, everything's backwards on Zoom. Like left is right and right is left. So Steve's like a manly man. When he was on 8750 podcast, I kept like tricking him into getting into like bullshit arguments about things that aren't manly, like building Legos and the Notebook. I would like bait him into that because it made me laugh. Because then eventually I'd be like, and so you got the Manly Man podcast, right? So I think it'd be funny. He thinks he's coming on your show next week to talk about Tropic Thunder. He's very excited about that. If you could bait him into then talking about the Notebook for 40 minutes.
He hasn't shown up for 2 weeks now.
I think he's got legit reasons.
He probably does, but that's a great idea. I'm gonna cut this out so he doesn't hear it just in case, and we will do that. We'll be like, all right, so we're gonna talk, and then we'll just randomly bring up the Notebook.
Talk
Yeah, the Notebook.
Like,
and everything.
yeah, just like in the Notebook, and just see how many times you can get him to go off on it, because like you like it, Matt, which you are correct, and you don't like it, Vetta. You are incorrect. Dude, Vetta, we gotta connect. We gotta connect on something.
I love the Notebook. It's so good.
I haven't seen it in a long time. Maybe if on a rewatch, I might dislike it.
Seen it once.
Yeah.
I'm not a Nicholas
what's a movie?
Sparks fan, so I've read
What's
the
a
book.
movie
I'm
we
not
can
either,
connect?
but I love that movie, The Notebook. I loved it, which I hated it when I first saw it.
I just can't.
I don't know.
Vetta, give me 5 movies you like.
Me? Like,
Yeah.
like my favorite movies or my go-to.
What are your top 3? What are your top 3 favorite movies? But just change that to 5. What are your top 3?
5 that come to the top of your head.
I love
What are
the
your
Hell
top 3, but
House
just add 2?
the Hell House LLC series. I love Hot Fuzz, and I love Just Friends.
Just
I do
Friends.
love Just Friends.
Just Friends is good. Just Friends is
So
really good.
yeah.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, those are. I like the Meg. I know nobody likes.
I
the
love
Meg,
the Meg.
but
I love it.
The
I
Meg.
haven't seen it.
It's stupid, but it's
Yeah,
fun.
it's so dumb. It's stupid. And then I love like my good old classics. My go-to like Pretty in Pink.
Love Pretty in Pink.
I love Pretty in Pink.
Did you
Her
see
dress-
the
Sandal.
Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare?
She has
Oh,
not.
what?
Did you?
I don't know. What did he say?
The ungently. Gosh, say it again. What's
The
title?
Ministry of
There
Ungentlemanly
we go.
Warfare.
No, I have not.
It's
seen
got Henry
Oh,
Cavill
that
in
movie
it.
kicks.
And
it.
Alan
Does
Rich.
it?
Alan
I'll give it a
Richards.
go because I won't lie.
It was
The
pretty
last-
good.
I hadn't seen Asteroid City. I have now watched it like 3 times.
Yeah, I love that
It's
movie.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
It's so funny.
got my
I bought.
daughter and her partners watch it, and they are like we have conversations all the time about it. Like,
It's a good movie. We talked about it for like 3 days.
yeah,
Maybe we can review. I bought it. I have not. I bought it on iTunes, and I haven't watched
You
it.
still
yet.
haven't seen it?
Well, hey, listen, I
What
bought it,
the
and then yeah, I know.
bro?
I'm gonna. Well, I bought it, so I have to watch it now because I can't waste money. But I'm all like, I tell the missus all the time. When we are done with Shorzy season 4, we are watching Asteroid City. I promise.
Shorzy does rule.
Okay.
I will accept that answer. That's acceptable.
Yeah.
Shorzy's
Okay.
great.
Back to Mary Poppins, which was what we were originally talking about. This is a short. Okay. So, all right. So Mary Poppins, she eventually tells the kids that she's leaving. She's like, yo, peace. You know, I've done my work here. Although Bert really did my work here.
I'm gonna.
Wait, did we get to where they're searching for the dad?
We did skip over that.
No, so now we know where the kids.
Because the
is
dad
from.
goes. Yeah, dude, the dad goes missing all night. They don't know
Yeah.
where he is. Turns out he was in the basement though, so at least he was home.
Yeah.
But like, I do love the quick joke that they make that they're like, drag the river. I don't think he's much of a jumper, but you might want to drag the river just to be sure. And then he walks to the door and they're like, oh, good. Don't drag the river. There he is.
He's good. He's good to go.
Just in
So
front
he-
of the wife and children being like, he definitely killed himself. He went to the bank. Oh, shit. Like at 9? Oh, he got fired. Oh, he dead.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure. Oh, there he is. Sup, slugger?
Jumpers. There've been
Right on.
jumpers found lately.
Right on. So he mends their kite and everything, and they do they do their song, Let's Go Fly a Kite or whatnot.
Mhm.
And he gets the call about how the Mr. Senior, whatever his name was, dies over his joke.
Well, yeah, the son is there. The son of the old guy, who's also an old guy, is flying a kite, and they're like, "Yeah, dude, he died." And he's like, "That's his dad. He's just fine by it." He's like, "Dead as shit." Happy though.
He's
Anyway,
very happy.
want your
I
job
am
back?
as fuck, so I'm happy flying a kite.
Want your job back, bro? And Banks is like, sure.
Yeah.
It's like,
why
I'm
did
on
why
job
did we?
number 4.
Yeah. Does somebody want to hire
Selling
Bert?
kites.
Goddamn. You just fixed all this shit for your entire life, but you're like, back to the bridge with you, Bert.
Right,
And
right.
say bye to your poontang. She leaving again.
Which, like,
Exact.
Bert, just like every time that we watch it, I get so
You're like-
hot and I cry.
It's
When you-
relatable because so many people
when
put their
Bert
bullshit
says
ahead of their
goodbye
family.
is when you cry.
No, when
No.
Mr. Banks learns the lesson of like be with your family and
he,
enjoy
Yeah.
your
makes
life.
the kite for the kids, and he's like, they all come together, and
She's gonna cry
it's
right
so
now.
emotional.
Right on.
Hear it in her voice. Oh, I can see it.
It's a good thing.
It's so sad.
No, it is
Yeah,
emotional.
I love it.
It's like,
I love that
guys
you
want
love
that
it. Maybe
movie?
I'll watch it again and I'll like sit down and just be like, all right, I'm gonna focus and just be like,
You didn't focus. Admitted it.
Well,
Admitted it.
no, I wasn't on my phone, but I was like, I was like watching it. I was taking notes. I have notes.
You
so
went
I
into it with a predetermined notion that you weren't gonna like it, and then you just were like, "Fuck this."
I didn't. I don't think I went in predetermined notion. I just went into that I didn't like it before, so like maybe I'll like it now. But at the same time, maybe it was like
Vetta's bored now.
Sorry.
Yoga, okay?
So maybe I'll have to watch it again because my daughter really liked it. She liked it a lot. She was dancing along with it. So maybe I'll just go through it and just be like,
Because our kids like it, so then you end up watching it like once a week, and I catch new things every single time. Hey,
Yeah.
Vetta, another amazing movie, Wild Robot.
I love that movie. Oh my God, I love that movie. That movie was,
That
I
movie's
cried
the
on that
best.
movie. That movie was good.
Oh,
I cry every time,
You-
like 5 different
I cry the
times.
whole time through that movie.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
Way more
How that
emotional
movie did-
feelings than me.
How that movie did not win animated movie of the year is beyond. How Flo won. Flo fucking sucked. Flo was bullshit.
Statement. It was really good.
Yeah, the
Like,
Oscars
how
can
did-
fuck off. They don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, it was
But-
ridiculous.
Counterpoint.
Go ahead.
No.
Point
It
counterpoint.
looked boring. Point counterpoint. How many movies from the 60s are entertaining to children today
Yep.
in 2025?
That's a good
Mary
point.
Poppins.
Our kids both really like Mary Poppins. When we were like, we gotta watch some of that, they were like, Mary Poppins! Like,
Right on.
Well,
I
I
love it.
cannot speak to that because my youngest is 17. So if I can get her to sit down next to me on the couch and watch any movie, I'm excited about it.
When you get a grandkid, then try it out with
Oh,
them.
I am years away from that. Years. Years.
Better be.
I better be.
We'll
years
see.
away.
Cool, man. Fist bump. Fist bump. Yep.
Okay.
All the best stuff, right?
Oh, he didn't say he would get rid of it.
I won't get rid of it. We might put it as a different video, but like, so Mary Poppins. So Mary Poppins leaves and she's watching the family, be a family and everything. And Bert's all like, goodbye, don't, be a stranger or whatever he said. I can't remember exactly what. Yeah, exactly. So, so he's, waiting for her to come back, which she never does. So my question for you guys is, number one is there anything else you want to say about this movie before we wrap things up? And the second thing is, would you recommend this movie? I will start with Mrs. Yeti. Was there anything else you wanted to say about this movie?
This movie is great.
It's pretty good.
Highly recommend.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, what rock have you been under?
Don't look at your fucking phone
Pay
while
it-
you watch it.
Pay attention.
Like give it the service it's owed. With most things, don't look at your goddamn phone. Pretend you're in the theater. Watch it. Just
That is
like
true.
enjoy it because most things have a lot more to them.
Yeah. There's so many things that we'll watch, and if you've been like looking at your phone, it's like, oh, I have no idea what happened for 20 minutes. It's like, well, then what's the point? Just go
Yeah.
get in bed and be on your phone then.
Right. And let's see, anything to add?
Step in time.
I don't know, man. It's great. It's great that it's about just like family and focusing on what matters.
Yeah, and not all this random
And
bullshit that life puts in
It's
front of
something
you.
that can be very entertaining for adults and for kids, and I think that's pretty rare.
And it's a testament to men being better than women, which I think is the most important part of the entire thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeti, you would recommend then?
Absolutely. It's yeah. It makes me physically upset with you that you don't enjoy it.
Well, I'm glad we're not in front of each other then.
Like all of the effects are like kind of puppetry, a little hokey, but they also still make you be like,
How did they do that?
how did they do that? And like that's so many things that even Disneyland. So it's like
Yeah.
Disneyland within a movie. You
Yeah.
walk away being like, you can watch it again and again and see something that you didn't see before. And that's exactly what he put into all of his theme parks too.
Like at Disneyland, the Haunted Mansion or whatever, like the bus, the ghost bus, they'll like follow you around. And it's like,
Right.
how'd you do that?
Right on. Yeah.
I love that. Right.
Vetta, was there anything else you wanted to add about this movie? And would you recommend?
Fuck this movie. This was bullshit.
No, I have
How
anything I
dare the
want to
both of
add.
you?
I would say if you have small children under the age of 10, absolutely, because they're going to love the songs. They're going to love the animation. I think it's great. If you're like me, you don't have small children and these types of movies that are all like, I don't even know what the right way to say it is. I know that they tug at the heartstrings. Apparently, my heart is made of ice and stone, so they're not
I
for
was
me.
thinking coal. I was leaning towards coal. I
Yeah,
think it has to do with
I
the
feel
hoodie.
that too.
The
I
hoodie and the
do.
hair. And the
Yeah.
nails. Look at you, dude. Are we just doing a goth thing tonight?
No. These are my nails from the festival, and this is my festival shirt from Ultra. So, and it's got all the countries that Ultra goes to. So
Somebody had fun.
Yeah. And
Somebody had a good
I
time.
still have the purple hair here somewhere, the streaks.
Yeah,
Just
you
looks
can't
black
see
to
it.
us.
Yeah, you can't see
Yeah,
it.
I'm still in festival because I haven't really been home because I was in Miami and then I came to Michigan.
Is that what they do? They make like their chug and dip?
No,
They make
it's
it a year,
no.
like Ultra. Like their version of Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang ain't nothing but
Drones out in the
Ultra.
sky that make it.
Okay, so finally, I don't have anything to add to this, but I would recommend this movie because I do think that it's a classic that a lot of people do enjoy, like yourselves, and I think that if you do enjoy it, that I think you should watch it. Also, I agree with you on this things like the animation part when it was like the mixture of animation and humans. We know how they would do that today, but I am curious as to how they did that back in the 60s. That's very interesting to me. So I would recommend it on that, and say I'm going to rewatch it and see if I change my mind and everything. Don't give me that look, Yeti. Don't give me that look. All right, you calm yourself. You stop that. Stop that. All right, Yeti. Before we wrap this up, why don't you tell our listeners where they can find you at?
8750 podcast, baby. It's a good time.
It is.
We talk about all sorts of things.
YetiYeff on X.
Yep, I'm at YetiYeff on X. Matt Cat's bored again. He's looking down.
I'm not bored.
What are you doing?
I'm writing stuff down so I can ask you later.
What are you writing?
Don't worry about it. Just tell us your
8750 podcast. It's not even words, bro. It's numbers. 8750. How cool is that? It's a podcast on Spotify. It's on Apple. It's on Spotify is great because you can see the video version. Matt Cat's there all the time. So is Vetta. Vetta's been on twice. Matt Cat's been there. Only twice. That's more than most people. You've been around longer than some co-hosts, okay? Oh yeah, dear listener, that's another fun thing. I just go through co-hosts like
ghosts.
we call them ghosts. I just go through co-hosts. Like you go way back into the archives and start, and then we'll listen to the newest episode and be like, where the fuck are those people? You get to find out. You get to find out what happened to them. What did he say or do? Stuff.
Game
Something.
of Thrones has nothing on you.
Game of Thrones. Yeah, I'm the Game of Thrones of podcasts. I'm the only one still around, baby. Woo!
Right on.
It's a good time. We talk about all sorts of fun things. We ask strangers when's the last time they shit themselves. That's fun. When I get bored when people talk too much and I cut them off, that's also fun.
Mute them. That's
Mute
a
them,
delight.
Oh yeah, I muted Vetta a bunch. Your opinions on Xbox and PlayStation is infuriating. You have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, that's the funniest thing is I own both. I have no opinion. It just seemed to really get you riled up, which was seriously like ooh, I can push his buttons. I'm doing it. I'm going for it. So, You cared way more than me.
Right on.
Ice to the back of the
But
room.
it's
Strangers
also
with
not
candy jar.
fun if you just go,
Yeah.
all right.
I was mainly screwing around too. I really don't care what you play, but like that's not fun. I like to play into it.
Right on.
Same.
Yeah.
Totally.
And I will make sure to leave all the descriptions in the all the links and everything in the description down below. I just want to say thank you so much, you guys, for listening. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at BSDrunkPod to stay updated. Now, if you listen to us on Apple Podcast or Spotify, please leave us a 5-star review. We would really appreciate it, and it does help us out monetarily wise. We'll also be posting the video version of this to our YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe to us there, and that is at YouTube at BS Drunk Movie Reviews. Also, you guys, we do have a Patreon if you guys are so interested. And we have plenty of different levels to suit any of your needs there and interest and all that good stuff. And the link for that will be in the description down below. You're distracting me. Guys, but most importantly, please don't forget to drink, recap, review, and repeat. Bye, you guys.
Bye.